Welcome to Realms of Reality News, where today's stories are truthful, uplifting, and grounded. Let's begin.
What if rain could keep an entire village alive, long after the storm clouds disappear? In parts of Western India, communities are doing exactly that, using a remarkable combination of ancient wisdom and modern engineering to capture monsoon rain and store it underground for months. When heavy rains arrive, water rushes through carefully built stone channels. Instead of flowing away, it's directed into underground reservoirs and wells. There, it stays protected beneath the earth, ready for dry months ahead. For villages that once depended on outside deliveries or worried constantly through drought season, this has changed daily life in powerful ways. Farmers can keep crops alive longer. Families have drinking water closer to home. Small businesses can continue running even when temperatures rise and the land turns dry. What makes it even more incredible is that the core idea isn't new. These communities are reviving techniques their ancestors understood generations ago, then strengthening them with today's tools. In a changing climate, where drought affects more places every year, one of the smartest answers may already be falling from the sky. Sometimes the future begins by remembering what the past already knew. San Marino may be tiny on a map, but inside its historic libraries are treasures that have survived for centuries. Shelves filled with rare books and handwritten manuscripts are carefully preserved in climate-controlled rooms. Some pages are hundreds of years old, others were written before printing presses were even common. Historians and conservators work with extraordinary care. Gloves protect fragile paper. Special lighting prevents damage. Pages are turned slowly, one at a time. And inside those pages are stories of science, religion, politics, discoveries, and ordinary daily life from generations long gone. These books survived wars, fires, changing governments, and the simple passing of time. That alone feels remarkable. But perhaps the bigger wow is this: a place so small is helping preserve a much larger human story. Proof that size doesn't determine importance. Sometimes the biggest treasures in the world aren't hidden underground or locked behind glass. Sometimes they're quietly waiting, on a shelf, page by page, still carrying voices from another age. A beach day in South Africa can come with a surprise, and sometimes that surprise waddles. At Boulders Beach, visitors are sharing the shoreline with one of Africa's most charming wildlife residents, the African penguin. These endangered penguins are famous for nesting among the granite boulders and swimming close to shore. But lately, many have been spotted wandering farther into beach areas, strolling near umbrellas, pathways, and curious visitors. Tourists stop and smile. Locals often pause too, because no matter how often you see it, there's still something magical about penguins casually walking past people on a sunny beach. Conservation teams say this movement may connect to breeding season and nearby feeding patterns. But it also highlights something important. Wildlife and people are often closer than we think, sharing coastlines, adapting to one another, and moving through the same spaces. The African penguin population still faces real challenges, so every healthy colony matters. And every little penguin waddling across warm sand feels like a reminder. Nature still knows how to surprise us. And sometimes, the beach belongs to the penguins.
This day in history, a moment that shaped the world we know today. Let's take a look.
On this day, June 2nd, 1953, history unfolded inside Westminster Abbey. Queen Elizabeth II was officially crowned before world leaders, royal guests, and millions listening from home. But this ceremony became something even bigger than a royal tradition. For many families, it was the first major event they had ever watched live on television. Homes gathered around newly purchased TV sets. Others listened by radio. Across Britain and around the world, millions shared the same moment together. Inside the Abbey, the ceremony followed traditions centuries old. Royal robes, sacred music, the crown jewels, and rituals passed from one monarch to the next. Outside, crowds lined the streets despite rain, hoping for even a brief glimpse. It marked the beginning of a reign that would stretch across generations and witness enormous change, from post-war rebuilding to the digital age. A single day, a shared global moment, and the beginning of a chapter in history many people alive today still remember. June 2nd became more than a coronation. It became part of living memory. And history became something people could watch from home.
You've been watching RR News. In a world full of noise, choose clarity. We'll be here, shining the light when it matters most. Until next time, stay aware, stay grounded, and keep seeking truth. Good night.